Good morning. It's April 5th, 2020, and I'm Margaret Drugovich, the president of Hartwick College. So you've been very much on my mind this week. Our students, our employees, our alumni, our friends of the college. I've been thinking a lot about you. I wanted to share and pass on with you some advice that I found helpful, and that advice came from an interview that I saw with former astronaut Scott Kelly, who spent a lot of time on the space station. And when asked about how he dealt with solitude, he talked about some important ideas, important practices that he had put into place. And so I want to share those with you. First, understand that there are only so many things that you can control. We can't control really anything about the COVID-19 virus, but we can control our response to it. And out of that control comes a lot of empowerment. And so follow the advice that you've been given about how to stay well. It's incredibly important that you stay well. Not only because you're an important part of this community, but it's likely that some people are depending on you. But you can't stay well if you're totally tapped out, if you haven't made any time for your own self-care, if you haven't made enough time to sleep or to relax or to eat well. And so his advice, I think, is important advice for all of us. Pace yourself. And make sure that you stay in those spaces and strengthen yourself in those spaces where you can control the things that you're able to control. Also, another piece of advice is to do things that you enjoy, the things that help to boost our immune systems. Maybe you like to read, but you don't really have time normally to do it, but now you do have time. Maybe you have a hobby. Maybe you like to draw, you like to paint, you like to read. And my goodness, I know myself, it's very difficult to find the time to read, just to enjoy reading. But it's something that I enjoy, and I'm trying to make more time to do that. I would urge you to do the same thing. Also, one last piece of advice. You know, this is a perfect time for us to reconnect with the people who we want to be with, but we can't be with. We know that. There's a physical separation between us now. But those folks in our life who we don't connect with enough, who we oftentimes think, oh, is it another weekend? And I haven't really had a chance to reach out to this important person in my life. This is a great time to do that. Because not only will it strengthen you, but it'll also help that individual to be connected. So there are lots of things that we can do, even in this time of solitude. And I would really encourage you to care for yourself. And this goes for all of you, including our employees. Care for yourself, so that you are then able to care for others. Now, even as I say that, I know that some of our students, from the feedback that you've been giving us and the input we've been hearing from you about the fact that you're very crowded right now. Some of you are back at home. You have siblings, sisters and brothers who are also home with you because they're out of school. You're back into your family unit and sometimes asked to go back into those old roles that you had before you went off to college. We hear you and we understand that may be presenting a difficulty for you, but I want you to know that we are here for you. So you've been completing the survey we've been sending out on Fridays from Hartwick Cares. You've been completing the survey, letting us know what you need. We are triaging your concerns to the individuals in our community who can address those concerns best for you. Hang in there. We're here for you. But if you need something, you don't have to just fill out the survey. You can reach out to us. You know how to reach out to me, president@hartwick.edu. I know that a number of you have done that. You've also reached out to my colleagues. If there's something that you need that we can help you with, we want to be there for you. You are not alone. You are never alone. You are part of this community. So even as we're dealing with this particular moment, we also are looking toward the future. So the Promise Implementation Committee that's been working on the Promise Initiative, and that's the curricular initiative and co-curricular initiative that will bring career preparation to the center of our activities, they continue their work. The board is very much looking forward during its virtual meeting that'll be coming up in really examining and looking at that plan. We still have every intention of having a full pilot of the program run, with the program being nearly complete over the next year. And so we're looking forward to that. I want you to know that we are looking toward the future. Another way that we're looking toward the future is by engaging the prospective students who are interested in coming to Hartwick in the fall. Last weekend I gave a shout out to the folks in enrollment in marketing communications. This week I'm going to add a shout out to our marketing partner, Ology, for the amazing work that you all did together to make the admitted student open house happen in its virtual setting yesterday. It was a phenomenal event. We had nearly 300 families pre-register for the event. The feedback we got from them was extremely positive. Many of them signed on and stayed on for the entire length of the event. I had a very interesting virtual Q&A with parents that I found both interesting and a little bit uncomfortable, because you can't actually see your audience. You can't actually see the people that you're speaking with. How often we take cues from the people that we're with. Well, that was impossible yesterday, but this went so well. And I want to congratulate all of you who are part of our community and the Ology group who made that possible. Thank you very much for an amazing admitted student day, even though it was at a distance. I think that people felt connected from the feedback that we got, and that's fantastic, because that gives them an opportunity to understand what Hartwick is all about. And kudos to all of you who did the kinds of things that you needed to, that you weren't quite comfortable with, but you went outside of your own comfort zone and you did the kinds of things that we encourage our students to do every day. And that is reach for the future. So in addition, we're also reaching for our future, collective future, by trying to connect with every state and federal program of support that is available to our students, to our employees, and to the college as a whole. Some people have been working super hard at this, and you know who you are, and I don't have time to call all of you out on this video, but I want to thank you for that. I've got a couple of colleagues that have been working for the last 48 hours to try to apply for an incredibly important program of support for the college and our employees, but haven't been able to get through, if you will, to actually be able to file the application. So keep trying, and thank you for everyone who's made an extraordinary effort to connect the college and our employees and our students to the resources that are coming online and are at least nominally available. We hope we'll actually be able to make that happen. For those of you who are approaching holidays, today is Palm Sunday. We have Passover that's going to be beginning here this coming week. Ramadan will begin shortly. I want you to know that I know what comfort can come from the spiritual part of our lives, and I hope that you take great comfort in the celebration of your faith traditions this week and in the coming weeks. And for those of you who don't participate in an organized religion, but you have a spiritual life, I hope that you take comfort in that space. You know, we all have very little space for solitude, and I think that some of us are really struggling with the amount of solitude we have right now. That solitude is what some people strive for. And so if we can come somewhere in the middle, take comfort in our faith traditions, take comfort in the fact that we have solitude where we can develop our spiritual lives, whatever that means for you, I hope that you'll take the time to do that this week. Finally, I want to go back to thanking once again the people who are responding to this crisis on our behalf. And so while I would say that every Hartwick Prepared student is doing something today, even if it's just helping comfort one person, and I hope that your Hartwick preparation helped you to prepare for what that person needs from you today. Every one of you, whether you're a musician or artist, a grocer, you're all helping us to get by this. But I want to do that special shout out to our Hartwick Prepared safety professionals, to our Hartwick Prepared nurses and doctors. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you're doing. It's hard for us to express enough our gratitude to you for what you are doing to heal those who are sick. Thank you for bringing comfort to our community, and thank you for making us very proud of who you are. So that's it for today. I hope that you stay well. I hope that you are safe, and I will look forward to talking with you again very soon. Be well.